Hey guys, what is going on? It is Dunbar Snackbar here with NCAA 13 and continuing on with Coach Dunbar Snackbar here in my Army season here. I guess we're going to have a couple seasons with Army, so I don't know if I should call it my Army season. But anyway, we've got a game against Ball State. For those of you who caught the live stream, you guys kind of know how this one ended because I accidentally started the live stream with this screen. So if you guys caught it live or you watched the video, I felt bad. I totally ruined the surprise. I know you guys watch the videos. Sometimes I hold you guys in suspense on how it's going to end. I've had some close games lately, which has been pretty nice. I'm not going to lie. I do like to be surprised with the outcome of a game. Last week, we came back from a 14-point deficit against Eastern Michigan, and that really gave me a lot of confidence because there's a lot of times where I'm going to get behind in a game and I'm not going to be able to come back. But now that I was able to come back by 14 points, and they held that lead for quite some time, I'm feeling pretty good about what I can do with Army here. We're going to be going with a different type of strategy. I've been playing as Nebraska quite a bit. Like, when I mean like playing as Nebraska, I've been using like the Nebraska playbook, the strategy that I use. By the way, they beat Michigan, but they're also 3-5 on the year. Not cool. That's okay. Anyway, so we're going to try things a little bit differently here, especially early on as things really just are not going my way. So I'm going to go with one of my favorite plays here. Really, I always give it to the fullback on this one. I could just ignore everybody else in some cases and just go right with the fullback because he's always open on this play. I love it. Anyway, so what I'm going to be doing here in this game, I'm going to try to start to create a style that I play as just for Army. With the playbook that I use, which is Western Michigan, I have some different formations that I can go with, and I feel that it fits what you'd be seeing out of Army a lot more. Because Army is, of course, a military academy, you also have physical requirements to get in, and sometimes that can inhibit a football team, especially when you're looking at linemen that are absolutely huge. Now, that's going to change over time, of course, because when you're recruiting players, it's not something that's really taken into consideration. I mean, I could get somebody who's 350 pounds and it would be all right, and I'm going to kill the man who was holding on that one because that would have been a first down for us as opposed to 2nd and 15. My gosh, my tight end. Let's see if I throw to you here the rest of the game. Actually, I'm not going to do that. And then we get sacked, so that's kind of what made it tough. Is it was like I knew I had a first down. Now I'm looking at 3rd and 20 in a play where I have to throw ridiculously far. And with Army, I really can't compete against some of these defensive backs that are out there. But you know what? Let's just go ahead and give it a shot anyway. You can totally tell the computer is set up for me to throw deep. So on this, of course, it's going to get swatted away. I shouldn't have been anticipating making a catch. Maybe I should have done something a little bit different. But kind of going back to what I was saying about Army and how they're set up, because I don't have these big linemen, the way that Army in real life goes is they go with a lot of option plays. And I'm not the best at the option in NCAA 13 or 12, 11, whatever it may be. Gosh, there was one year, long time ago, like 05 maybe, where I got really good at the option, but then they completely changed it, and now I'm not nearly as good. So I figure with this Maryland formation that I have here with the Western Michigan playbook, I feel like I can utilize that, exploiting the strengths that I already have as Army until the point where I can recruit enough guys to be able to change my style to something that I'm a little bit more comfortable with. Maples, my starting halfback, is back in the game as he has been out for 4 weeks with an injury. So it's kind of nice to be able to have him back because now this means I can utilize a 2 halfback style. So since I'm going to be running the ball a lot more with Army than I do with any other team, having 2 halfbacks is going to be absolutely huge and imperative for my success here. But anyway, going with a setup play, that was a great interception. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to pretend to be mad or anything. I was just in awe of this interception. You know what? If you can do this, have the ball. Just jumps out in front of me, lays himself out, and makes that catch. Dang, I got to be careful. And I was frustrated, too, because that was a play that was set up. And those plays are supposed to be the ones that you go with to have the most effect, but it didn't work right there. Now, you can see I'm down 14-0, but like I was saying for last week, that's not something that I should be worried about. So right here, oh man, interception. Probably shouldn't have passed it to him. I probably could have gone with Wine. It would have been okay, but Ball State scores. So now I'm down 21 points. So we've reached uncharted territory here. I have not been able to come back from being down by 21 points against the computer. And one of the things, though, about this strategy that I'm utilizing is it's also going to run down the clock a lot quicker if I'm going to be running the ball a lot more. Now, found something that works here, and it's one of those things that you just keep going with if it works, especially if it holds true in football. You know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I mean, if these plays are going to be working, go with it. But what I do is I start off here in the Maryland formation, and I run the ball up the middle quite a bit to kind of start things off with. And then what I'll see is the computer is going to freeze. There we go. They'll actually bring the defensive line together, so that way they're focusing on the middle. Well, once I see that they're doing that, then I'll go ahead and I will call an audible, kind of run into the outside. And if they are going to adapt to it, you got to take a look at the formation and see how they're set up. Because if the defense is set up where they're really, really close to the line and they're all bunched together, you know they're anticipating a run. But in the Maryland formation, once they scrunch together, what I do is I go with an audible play, which would be a run, but then I change it to a slant play, and it works so well. Dixon, don't drop that. Man, that is my play that I go to when I need some yards. Dodging a defender. Dixon drops it again. Man, I'm not throwing to you anymore, Dixon. 3rd and 10. Not the best pass. I probably should have waited a little bit more before I got it to him, so that's going to make it 4th and 4. These are going to be my first points of the half, and we have less than a minute left. But the field goal does make it a little bit closer here for us. Now I'm down by 18 as opposed to 21. Yeah, huge difference. But since I did kick at the beginning of the game, I'm going to receive for the second half. So maybe this is going to work out to be a lot better. If my defense can hold them, which they didn't do in the first half, I might be able to come away with the win still. I'm feeling pretty confident because in the last game that I played, like I said, with Eastern Michigan, I came back from 14. That was a surprise for me. But anyway, the thing that's nice, too, about the Maryland formation is I've got 3 guys here, or 2 guys that are going to be following me. So running to the outside is nice when it's set up here correctly. And this is that slant play that I was telling you about here when I do the audible. Just do a set of them. You got to follow a particular pattern and it works. But defensive line scrunched up here, so I'm running to the outside. Not able to get the best blocking taken care of on that one here. And we're looking at 2nd and 8 for Army. So Black Knights behind at home. I was hoping I'd have an advantage. That's another one I should have waited on. 3rd and 8, but we're going to go with Old Trusty here. I should come up with a name for this play, because there's different variations of it that I go with. So that's, I mean, I could just go with the name of the play, but however it works, whether it's the halfback, the fullback, whoever does that little slant towards the middle, I go with that, and it seems to work. 3rd and 1 now for us here. This is actually a really big play, because the way that Ball State's been playing, no, this is, if I give them the ball right here, they're going to score. This game's over with, but I get the first down, so we're looking at 1st and goal for Army. All right, so see what I mean? They're bunched up together. I go off to the outside, able to pick up some yards right here. That's another one of those instances where the defense just pulls away at the right time. But I'll get it on this one here as Maples fights to get into the end zone here. We're looking at 10 points now on the board for Army after the extra point. So down by 11. This is doable, and we get the first down once again. So I've noticed that with this new system that I've been running here with Army, there's really a handful of plays that I run. They seem to work. Why change it? But I don't know. It kind of adds some simplicity to some things. Depending on the situation, I know what to go with. Now, my fullback here has gotten so many receptions in this game that I've been surprised. He's out-caught my wide receivers. So, hey, the thing is he's consistent. Granted, I know he's not the fastest. Not as fast as a wide receiver or a halfback. But if he can make the catch like we saw Dixon wasn't able to do earlier, what's the point? So trying to go with a different setup for that formation here is now I have Brown in my backup halfback. So this may be something I take a look at because I've got something a little bit quicker here who's running that route that I love so much. Maybe able to pick up some more yards. The Maples getting it across the first down marker. And we've got some good movement here in the second half. I'm pretty optimistic about how this will end up if we can continue to have this kind of movement. That's tough too, whenever somebody's laying down right in front of you and you slow down. I don't get it. But great blocking here allows me to get the 7 yards and more, of course, to be able to get the first down. So I really need to give a lot of credit to my offensive line. They're the ones who are making this possible so far. Brown continuing this positive streak going here from an offensive standpoint. And Maples finishing it off here, getting it into the end zone. We're looking at 17 points now for Army. So what was this? A 21-point lead not too long ago. And now we've been able to get that down tremendously here. But Ball State has scored. So 28-17. So, ooh, look at that catch. We pick up a lot of yards through the air on this one. And there you go. Receiving yards. That record has been set for a single game. And it was by my fullback. We're going to have to break that at one point. It all depends on what happens after next season, because my contract will be expired then. 3rd and 7. We're going to go with this play again here since it's set up. I trust the computer here. But, oh, I should have thrown it just a couple seconds earlier. I'm never going with that play again, especially if it says that it's set up. It's okay. I probably lost the game because of that interception. You know, I probably also should have thrown a little bit higher than that too. If you go up on the directional pad while you're throwing, on your joystick, excuse me, you can choose where it's going to go. Like you could lead the runner, you could throw it short of him, stuff like that. You can throw it high. 28-17. We got less than 2 minutes left. So if I am able to complete a pass here, I'm going to be either calling timeout or I'm going to be going with the hurry-up offense. All right, 3rd and 10 here. We got to stay alive, so I'm not going to be throwing deep, of course. We're going to get this one to Brown. Makes the catch. We've got timeout number 1 here, so let's try it again. Keeps working. This time, I'll go to my tight end. Man, you're lucky that I threw to you, especially after what you did earlier with that holding call. Yeah, you know what you did. But, hey, he was open, helping out the team. I shouldn't dwell on that. I got to be better. But he's not a real person, so it's okay. So doing it again here, able to get it to the tight end and the first down. We're looking at 1st and goal, and I was so lucky on this as well because I was really thinking after he made the catch that he's going to go ahead and just step out of bounds. And we're looking at a very little pickup, or maybe even a little bit of a loss here too if it didn't work out well. But, oh, right before I go out of bounds, I complete that pass for a touchdown. So here we go. Steelman breaking a record in this one too with most passes in a season for a quarterback. So we're going to go for it on 2 here. It's a 3-point game. Now, I got to hope that we get the onside kick and that this game is done and over with, but we don't get it. So we lose. Not cool. It's our 2nd loss of the season, but that's okay. I'm playing as Army. It's not like I was expecting for us to go ahead and win a national championship my first year. That would be completely unrealistic here. But I am proud, though, that we only lost by 3. So you guys hear me say wins and losses, that's really all that matters, what you have in the win column. Still think it's true, but there is something a little bit rewarding knowing, hey, I only lost by 3 against a team that was better than me. But anyway, I appreciate you guys watching this. More to come in a couple days here with Coach Dunbar Snackbar here, who we haven't seen yet except for the initial video. I guess that's just what happens when you're an offensive coordinator. No glamour for you in this game. But anyway, again, thank you so much for watching, you guys, and subscribe if you haven't already. You guys know you can follow me on Facebook, Twitter, all that great stuff. That's where you can find me. And ask me a question if you guys want to also. I kind of like doing that. But anyway, thanks again for watching, you guys. I really do appreciate it. And as always, I hope you guys have a good one.